Today we're here with Conspiracy News. We're here to find out what this conspiracy theorist is doing today. Hello.
So you know what?
Excuse me.
Yes.
What is your name?
My name is Stacy.
And what conspiracy theory are you here?
So the conspiracy theory that I am talking about today is why and how the aliens built the Sky Dome here at NAU.
What got you into believing in this conspiracy?
So it all started a lonely night during my first year here at NAU. I was sitting in my bed, I was just trying to sleep, and all of a sudden I just felt this presence, this like shining light. And I was in my dorm in McConnell, which is over there, and these figures came up to me and they started to enlighten me about the truth behind the creation of the Sky Dome. And guess who they were?
Who were they?
Aliens.
Are you for real?
So for real.
Okay.
So what kind of factual evidence do you have for us today to kind of believe what you're doing?
I'm really happy you brought that up. Today with me, I have the original blueprints for the Sky Dome. You know what's weirdly shaped like? A UFO. And you know who flies UFOs? Aliens. So I'm gonna hand you one of my flyers just so you can look at it and just understand the truth that I'm explaining to you. Oh yeah, I forgot you were going to.
I've heard you've been disrupting the public with trying to push your absurd conspiracy theory.
Okay, absurd? I don't think it's absurd if it's the truth. So, okay, the reason why I feel that it's necessary for me to be promoting and expanding people's knowledge about this truth is because here at NAU, if you are going to the school and not understanding the complexities and the secrets that they are hiding, I feel like there's no point in attending. So me interrupting, if you will say, your measly 5 minutes of walking to class to enlighten them about years and years worth of knowledge, I think that counteracts it as not being absurd.
But it's no.
How does your family feel about you spreading your truth about this conspiracy?
So
Crazy.
I'm from Roswell, New Mexico, which, if you didn't know, was a very alien-surrounded town. We talk about that a lot. So I feel like because of my background, I just was endorsed and surrounded by this knowledge that people just don't know in other parts of the world, like here in NAU. And when I originally came here, I wanted to study astronomy, which is where my parents sent me here. But then our weekly phone calls, I started to bring up my encounters and my experiences, and they started to get concerned, which I don't understand because we're from Roswell. Everybody knows about aliens in Roswell. So I don't understand how they could think that I'm going crazy and I'm off my meds again. And I don't know, I just need to hang out with the wrong people, but I don't think so. I think I'm just on the path to true knowledge. So, when you talk about relationships, I did have this boyfriend. We were in a loving relationship for 3 years. And during my senior year, I started to get these visions, where I could just feel this presence. And that's how I knew I needed to come here, because of that calling, that energy I was feeling. And every time I was with him and I would bring up my ideas and my enlightenment, he would start to call me crazy and say, talk about how my family was talking about how I need to get back on my meds and that therapy clearly isn't working for me, which, again, that's absurd. So with my boyfriend, I broke up with him because I felt that I could not be with somebody who didn't understand the truth. And if you ask him, he broke up with me because I was too crazy. I was the one who broke up with him.
Okay, so what architectural evidence do you have for us to believe this? Because it's literally a dome and it has what?
So I'm happy you brought that up again because I want you to look through these blueprints that I found on the web that I just think are very concerning, So the company that built it was called the Coffee, which a little close to Martians if I don't say so myself. And another odd coincidence is the president of NAU at the time magically retired right when the dome was built, which, in my personal opinion, which I think my opinion is fact, is he retired when it was built because they didn't want him speaking about the truth. They didn't want him to accidentally slip and talk about the dome in a way that gives away the true way that it was built.
So you think he's affiliated with the aliens?
Yeah, obviously. I mean,
That's not right.
okay, listen. So, how, with the president of NAU, he ought to know a lot about the school, right?
Yeah.
So, you don't think he knew about the aliens? You don't think he was related with the aliens?
I can see your point. I can see
Exactly.
the connection.
No, exactly. And also, do you see how this is built? And there's a light on top of it. I know you can't see it, but there's a light on top of it. How are humans supposed to replace that light bulb, fix the electricity? That's just unnatural for humans to do. Which brings me to my other point. You know how the aliens built the pyramids? So, with that logic and intel, you have to think it's not the first time the government has hid this kind of technology and extraterrestrial life from us. So, is it really absurd to think about this truth?
No, I don't think so.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
I can see the points. Like,
Exactly.
yeah.
So, do you have like a club or anything on campus affiliated with this crazy stuff?
So it's not crazy. But I tried to create a club, but I was denied because it was bad mouthing the university, which it's not bad mouthing if it's the truth. So, as a retaliation almost to the unrightful ways of the school, I decided to hold protests and rallies with fellow truthers of the Don't Believe movement to help educate the rest of the campus about the truth.
So, like, how do you get the word out? What's the participation on your rallies?
So basically, a lot of the times we hold out the flyers or signs that just talk about what we believe.
Don't! You say believe! Don't believe!
How do you respond to the skeptics who don't believe in your theory?
Well, for me personally, I think the skeptics, they are the weak-minded folk of our world. They don't understand the truth that's right in front of them, which is seen multiple times. It's been repeated over and over again in history, like with the birds aren't real movement. Everyone called him crazy and said that his theory didn't make sense, but he worked so hard and rallied all these people to understand what the government really is doing and really is hiding. So I think with skeptics, the main thing that people need to understand is that they are weak-minded and don't understand the true reality, and their brains just can't handle the complexities.
My brain can't handle this. I quit.
The complexities of conspiracy theories, and which calling it a conspiracy theory, I feel, is underlying it because it's the truth.
Okay.
So I really wanted for you to understand.
Yeah. No, I totally.
Don't believe. I'm Stacy, and this is my movement of Don't Believe. If you are like me and want to understand and already do understand the truth, contact me at the number below or visit me at www.don'tbelieve@gullible.com.
Conspiracy News has no affiliation with Northern Arizona University.